Okay, so hey everyone. So thank you for joining in, those who have joined. Uh, Today we will be talking about like how we will be finding the correct way of exploring stuff. Most of you are students, I guess. So when I just graduated a few days back, so I'm 2022 batch out pass out as well. So I know how troublesome it is to find a correct internship or a correct path where you have to follow. Being so many students out there following, speaking so many things about mentorship and everything, but which one is the correct path? And there's so many things out there, right? So first, introducing myself, who am I? So this is Harsh. I'm currently working at Headout as a software developer intern, and yep, I will be joining there full time from tomorrow onwards. And I founded Heiphen, which is a HR tech startup. So we grew to 10,000 custom like users base in very small amount of time over there. And what Hyphen was is it is a basically HR tech platform where you can connect with like where you connect with folks out there and you get internships and so many things out there. And I have worked with startups like BharatPay, Hash Binary, and the list goes on. There are so many startups I have worked with, and where I got a good amount of exposure, which I will be sharing with you right now. And yep, I'm not into competitive programming, so no questions on that. Full stack development is the thing which I prefer always, and that is my go-to thing. So I'm a full stack developer, and I usually work on Node.js, React, Next.js, Java, Spring Boot, etc. So, and yep, talking about some non-academic part, I love traveling around the world, and I've explored many cities in India, and will be still exploring. Yeah. So yep, that's about me. And like shifting to what how to, as we are talking about finding the correct way, right? So what is the correct way? So you must be like seeing this topic everywhere on the internet, like do this, do that. So first let's talk about what are the do's and don'ts, like which are the things you have to do and what you don't have to do to follow your correct passion. Because uh, like you guys students and everyone on LinkedIn or any tech platform is providing gyan, I would say. So you have to like prioritize things over there as well. There are so many people saying that do this, do that. So yeah. So do's, as everyone is speaking about do this, do this, do this, but no one is speaking about what you don't have to do. So I'll be speaking about what you don't have to do right now. So yep, talking about the don'ts. So these are the red flags. If you are following any of these, I would definitely suggest don't. Blindly following the crowd. So basically, as a student, you just do like many people take up computer science and engineering without having an interest in that, and then pursue some other kind of course. So if you are already into it, find your suitable path. Like where is your interest, and don't just blindly follow the crowd that everyone is coding. So I will be also coding. Uh, so that was one point. Like you should never blindly follow the crowd that is going on, because if you walk in the crowd, you will be always part of crowd and you wouldn't shine anywhere. Getting influenced by people on social media. So yeah, there are so many people giving providing gyan again. That's what I told. So just don't follow them blindly again. Cross verify if that thing is correct or not. So especially LinkedIn, you will see so many posts, so many things out there, and everyone is talking about stuff, but most of them are a paid content or like not so proper content. So better follow something which is good enough, and like don't get influenced by each and every one of them. Like this is doing that and he is doing that and all of this shit. So yeah, not exploring the path you want to go. So this is one of the major problems which I have seen and I have experienced as well. So you don't follow the path you want to go, and you come in a peer pressure that like everyone is coding. So but if I am interested into graphic designing or something like that, you should follow or pursue graphic designing as a course, or maybe not as a course, but doing a BTech degree, but doing designing side by side. And nevertheless, don't never think of that it is a high paying job. Coding, you will get better opportunities in software development. There are opportunities in non-tech field as well, and all the fields I would say definitely. There might be some 19-20 gap, like not everyone is coding and and so many things. But I have dived deep into web developments kind of stuff, like full stack development. So this is something you should do always. Like keep a knowledge of everything, but master into one. So that will be a combination. That is a perfect kind of thing. Talking about peer pressure again, like don't dive deep into like the things that everyone is doing, like भाई तू ये कर रहा है क्यों कर रहा है, don't follow all these stuff. Just do what your brain is and your heart is saying. Because like why I'm into software development, not because of software development is a field that is booming right now, but because I was already interested into software development since my sixth grade, and I'm just following my passion, and the money comes in as you follow your passion. So don't fall into the trap of peer pressure as it spoils many things. Like don't be very confused that you what you have to do. Just set a clear goal and just follow that. You will definitely fall into place wherever you are. And yep, so finding out internships, so this is the main topic with like agenda. So if you follow everything that we have like sorted, like talked about previously, finding internships would be very easy because you will be having a clear goal, you will be following your passion. So these two things when combined are the best things, because if you like what you are doing, so you will put your 100% on that for sure. And definitely if you are putting 100% onto something, the results will be great. It's not like that you are just touching everything and going back. Like take an example, if I am into software development and I am focusing as a beginner, I am focusing on front end development. So as a front end developer, no one will ask me about. I should have the knowledge of backend like a bit, but not diving deep that I should know front end and back end both. Then only I can get internships or something like that. You can know one thing and you can definitely grab an internship in that field. And as you gain experience, you can definitely uh, like have a good remix of front end development, back end development, and stuff. So just keep in mind one thing, that you don't need to be master of everything to find the first internship that you are getting. As I was into Hyphen, like the HR tech platform, I have reviewed many resumes of students. So what I have found is people generally do similar kind of projects like to-do lists or something, and that is too much common, I would say, and available on the internet pretty easily. So there is nothing unique that I can see. A 10 out 9 out of 10 resumes would have a to-do list for sure if they are into non-stack development. So how, as a recruiter, think as a recruiter, what should I see unique in your case that will make your resume stand out of all the 10 resumes? Because for a job application we receive around thousands of applications for each posting, but the opening is one or two. So how can like one get selected out of the thousands application? So try to make your resume unique. So making your resume unique will be the one point that stands you apart from the crowd. Because if you have a unique project which includes, like, make one thing which is very good, like quality over quantity. So one quality project will outstand 10 quantity projects like to-do list, tic-tac-toe and stuff. But if you are having one project that is live and people are using it, maybe it can be anything like a simple URL shrinker, but people are using it, it's live, and you have implemented it properly, like even if 1 million users comes in, the system won't break. So if you are implementing such kind of system architecture as well as the code quality and everything, make it open source, publish it on GitHub, buy a simple domain and just put it out. So it will make a like user friendly website, which is very easy to understand and like use. And then you have the code open source as well. When I, as a recruiter, I will open your resume, I will see that, I'll see that it has a name, not like to-do list, it has a cool name. I will have an interest to click like what it is and see the project. Then get on the landing page, maybe see that the code is also open source. Then I will dive into the code as well. So this happens for a tech recruitment point of view. If the project is unique, people will see your resume properly. If not, it usually takes 5-10 seconds for a recruiter to reject your resume. So finding internships is a bit difficult, but not that difficult if your resume is unique. You will, And definitely one more thing, when we are talking about resumes, make a resume that is parsable. Like uh, you can use many websites like Resume Scorer, etc., which can you can see that the resume is being parsed and the data is being extracted, because the first step that follows is it is read by a bot. No one reads your resume manually. First, it is like extract a bot or machine learning algorithm extracts every information from your resume and then transcripts it to the human, and then the human reads it. Like human is the recruiter or the HR or whatever the person is from the company. So yeah, that's one more thing. And building connections. So how do you build connections over internships? Like for finding internships primarily. So LinkedIn is the best place to connect with professionals, because easily available professionals. You can find people who are not that famous but are very good. Maybe like you are getting it. Every famous people is are not good, but every good people are not famous. So that's the point where you have to find the good people from LinkedIn. So don't fall into the traps of influencers or someone, but find the good people on LinkedIn, connect with them, gain their knowledge, and build connections. Don't just start with hi, hello, I want internship in your company. If you form message like that, there might not be any opening, and the person will ignore you, or might not be the first good impression. So first build a connection, like talk about the experiences. If you want to learn, definitely don't just time pass, because their time is also valuable. Mm, Try to build some useful connections with people, like maybe some XYZ person who has already done what you are doing. Maybe alumni, college alumni are the best people you can hang on with and find internships. My first paid gig was through alumnus only, from my college, and that was also not from India. It was from abroad. So that is how, like alumni can help you. So connecting with people over LinkedIn, tech Twitter is also good. If you are on Twitter, follow them actively, because instead use Twitter over Instagram, I would say, because all the Instagram memes are stolen from Twitter. So you can get knowledge plus memes, etc. Everything on Twitter. So Twitter is amazing platform, I would say, where you can get everything, literally everything. And yeah, tech communities, you will find many communities in your college, maybe, and outside the college as well. So be a part of them, be part of WhatsApp groups that are not sharing spam but useful content and having discussions around them. So there you can build many connections again. Like I know many people from my college through communities, like I didn't even know them personally. So this is how you build connections over different platforms. And then once you are having connections, it's very easy to find jobs and internships. So people will contact you if they know that you are good and you have showcased your work. So definitely they will contact you itself. And you also need to be in touch with everyone. Like if there are any positions in their company, you can directly contact them for a referral or something like that. Especially in startups, it's easier to get if you are having a development profile. It depends from startups to startups as well. Like if you are a very beginner, you can definitely try from 1 to 10 value size startups. Like it's pretty easy as compared to big MNCs if you are not from a tier 1 or tier 2 college. Because I started from there, I applied to many big companies but never got a call from there. But in startups, I easily got a call, and definitely never got rejected into startups for sure. So that is a good part if you haven't already done, like to get up your first internship, I would say. And whenever like you are getting a good experience, you can definitely apply to your dream companies. Both startups and MNCs are good. Having we have different perspective. So I might say that startups are good, but MNCs aren't, because the culture and etc. suits me. But for you, MNCs might be more proper because it's a 9 to 5 job and no one disturbs you after 5. So it totally depends upon one's perspective, that which one is a better suitable option for you. Because again, something six might appear like six to me but nine to you. So that is one thing. And talking about tech communities again, there are many tech communities around the world. Be a part of them for sure. You will definitely build good connections. you will get opportunities from there, because I have like handled over many communities, uh, college clubs, etc. And you will definitely gain some, like it might be 1%, but you will definitely gain 1%. And when you are at your fourth year, or about to graduate, you will definitely see that uh, you are having a good experience because of the tech communities you are a part of. In since my first year of my college, I was into non-tech communities and etc. But once I was into tech communities, I found the difference, that how a tech community helps you if you are in a very geeky person. So yeah. And talking about some resources, so I see many people confused that where should we start with, where do we have to follow, what we have to follow, etc. There are so many courses available, सब अपना course बनाए जा रहे हैं. And so what's the best thing? Documentation. Just follow the documentation and nothing else. You will definitely gain each and everything, because the person who has made React has written everything on the React documentation. जो videos बना रहे, they are also seeing the documentation and making the videos, right? So it might be a bit difficult for few people to read documentation, because videos may they explain, but documentation may it's just a text that is written. So I prefer documentation, because it has everything clear is written, and there is nothing like ये भी कर सकते हैं, वो भी कर सकते हैं. And you have one specific thing that you have to follow, like अगर React में you have to render a component, so ये ऐसे ही होगा. There are no 10 people saying this and that or discussing around that. So documentation is a very good place to kickstart your journey for any tech thing. Maybe it is Kotlin, Java, Spring Boot, or React, Angular, anything. So documentations, you should definitely follow documentations. If not, like there might be some languages or something, frameworks, etc., whose documentation are not very good. You can definitely try to read them, and if you're not possible, you can open up a YouTube video side by side and just follow them. Because YouTube videos are the free available sources, so you can definitely make the best out of it. Why do you want to pay for courses again? Because as they are available for free of cost on the internet, you just have to like make up your mind that you have to follow this and don't get deviated. So that's it. Yep. I guess that's it for today. And like uh, if you want to connect with me, this is my website. It will have all the information about me and all the social media links if you want to connect with me. And just type harshgoel.me in the browser, and you will have all the LinkedIn etc. profiles. So you can definitely see about how I have started out, how I built my profile, and like you can definitely make your profile as well on the website, so that you just need to send a website to a recruiter, and definitely you can get hired without a resume as well. So yeah, that's it from my side for today. And I guess if there are any questions, let me know.
Yeah, actually, there are a lot of questions. First one that piqued my interest was how different was it when you started working on this startup Hyphen, and how different was the reality from your expectations?
Okay, so coming to a startup point of view, if you are starting up a company, you would say. So if you, I was majorly into tech. I started that as a side project first in August, then started on March as a full, fully dedicated towards one thing. So one of the major things I found that, like as we talk, uh, saying that building a startup is very easy, but it isn't. You need focused team members. You need, if you are into tech, you have to do the non-tech work as well. Like there's a lot of things that you have to explore in startups, especially if you are a founder or on the core team member. uh, it usually comes with an experience. You can't say that this is going to happen. There are many certain things that happens all of a sudden, and there are many things that you'll get to explore actually. Like you don't have a certain amount of thing that you have to do. You don't have a fixed schedule as well. Certain things come up, certain things, and definitely you have to travel a lot from here to here because of meetings and all.
Okay.
There is like one more question. Like one participant is asking like, is full stack developing easy or it's hard? And like, how do you fell into like full stack developing? Because most of The like in YouTube they are saying be in one side like or like in back end developer or like front end developer, like master one thing. So like what's your experience in full stack developing, or is it easy or hard?
Okay. So full stack development, see, it is totally depends upon the interest. So again, if something might seem easy to me, but it might be hard for you. So if you are falling into full stack development, you have to do both front end and back end. So if you are really interested, like for me, I am really interested into everything like infra, backend, front end, deployment, cloud, except everything. uh, I'm like kind of interested towards when it comes to developing websites or something like that, because what I feel is I should have a knowledge of like how you should start and to end. So yep, that's the point of my interest, so that seems easy to me, and that might not seem very easy to you as well, but I would definitely encourage to have a preference. Like my preference is more towards backend nowadays. That if since in head out as well, I'm working as a full stack developer, but I'm primarily working on the backend side, right? So backend is my pod, and I'm working over there. So you will have also have a preference to choose when you are working at some company, and that which one you would like prefer primarily. So definitely have a preference, master one thing, and for the second thing, like maybe front end, you should have a good knowledge, but not an expert in that. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
okay.
one more question. Mentioned like your resume should be unique and it should really stand apart from the crowd. But now we see that everybody wants their resume to be unique, right? So how do you make your resume unique when everyone wants their resume to be unique? How do I differ from the crowd?
Okay, so I'll just show my resume you know, to get an example. So this is how my resume looks like. Just loading. So if you can see that, like I have mentioned different projects. So first one, maybe this is a simple URL statement that I had built, in my second year. But if you see, it has many things like cookies and everything, Google Analytics, which is not common. I won't say this is very common that is found in every uh, resume, because a URL shrinker is built by many, but the features that you put in are something unique that you can put in. Then I made a Discord bot that is called Jack. So Discord bots are also kind of not very common projects that are found in resumes. So this is how you make projects like a bit unique. Like think of a real world problem and try to solve it by building up a project. It might not be very accurate, or definitely not serving 100% of the purpose that you want to serve, but it can definitely serve 50%, and it can act as a good project for your resume.
Okay, like in projects be unique, that's the main thing in
Right, right,
your
right,
resume should be there.
right.
And
And
like
don't.
one more question. Yes,
Yep.
yes.
And I would definitely suggest try to fill up with projects and everything, and certifications and everything are very common nowadays. Like
Hmm.
those are really ignored while seeing a resume, because anyone can do a certification right now. So try to focus on projects, experiences.
Projects. Okay. Yeah, there is one more question. What should be our first language, and what was your first language in programming?
My first language was, I guess, like some Visual Basic or something like that in my class 8th or something. But a proper when I dived into coding, so that was a point in 11th when I was introduced to C++. So C++ was my first language, you can say.
And one question is from like my side. Like I'm like doing like Coursera and Udemy uh, and Udacity courses and getting some certificates. So is it worthy or not? Because it's time consuming, but in that they are teaching us like many projects for fieldwork. So like is it worth it or not? Like you
So
said, na, that certificate can be
right.
taken by everyone.
So see,
Mm.
the certificates are not worth, but the skills that you learn during that course are worth it. So if you think that you are learning something during that course, like whenever you are doing that course, if you are learning something, that is like learning something new again, as if you are learning something new, then it is definitely worth it. But if you think that those are repetitive content and you have already learned these, so I would definitely say don't do that and try to basically build more projects upon whatever you have already explored.
Okay,
Okay,
Harsh,
thank you.
there was one more question. Uh, we have in recent years we have seen a lot of surge in this startup culture, right? And we have seen many startups becoming unicorns. So many freshers get interested in creating startups and creating their own company. But what would you recommend? Would you recommend creating your own startup or get into a certain MNC or any big company and get settled first?
I would definitely recommend. It totally depends upon interest again, but I would recommend that if you're not having experience, like in working, either get internships or something like that beforehand, and get some experience at how startups are working. Because if you start again, like if you start without any knowledge, there are high chances that you might not succeed at once. You have to do repetitive, like there might be such cases, but there might be cases that you succeed, but there's a chance that if you don't have much experience, like how startups work, how a company works, how corporate works, so definitely there are chances that you might not succeed. So either gain it through full-time jobs or internships. Like in my case, I gained it through internships and everything. Like I worked with my college alumni, like seniors or alumni, you can say whatever. So there are startups and everything, so I gained a good experience and I got a knowledge that how things work and how things are scheduled over there. Then I had started my own, but if I didn't had the knowledge, I would definitely say that I would have taken a full-time job and then started something of my own.
Okay, so Paritosh, you are finding any question from participants
No,
that
no,
should be
that's, I
interesting?
guess we should wrap up. It's getting too
Okay,
long here.
okay. Okay, Harsh, very thank you for for joining us in this mentor session and blessing our participants with your knowledge. So, uh, thank you. We can end this session here only.
Okay, thank you so much.
So.
Thank everyone who joined.